Today in class, we started talking about 3D shapes. So some important vocab. And then we talk about spinning a 2D or a flat shape to make a 3D shape, three-dimensional shape. So some quick notes. A prism is a 3D shape that is a solid object with the two end faces being identical, and then it's connected by rectangles. So there's different types of prisms. For example, if I had two triangle faces that are connected by rectangles, that is called a triangular prism. And then if I had two pentagons that are exactly the same, the top and bottom here, those two faces, two pentagons, five-sided shapes connected by rectangles, this is called a pentagonal prism. So a prism just has the same thickness throughout. The one you're probably most used to seeing is a rectangular prism. Think about when you get a box or a package from Amazon, it's in a rectangular prism. It's just a box. The two sides are the same. It's connected by rectangles, right? That is a rectangular prism. But there's a bunch of different types of prisms. Here's just some examples for our notes. So why isn't this shape a prism? Well, this shape has a rectangular base, but it's not the same thickness throughout. It comes to a point. You probably know what this shape is called. It is a pyramid. So if a shape comes to a point like this, it is called a pyramid. So if the base is a triangle and comes to a point, that's a triangular pyramid. If the base is a square, let's say all those sides were equal and it came to a point, that is a square pyramid. If the base is a rectangle and it comes to a point, it's a rectangular pyramid. So it's a 3D shape with a base, triangular sides that meet at a point. It's called a pyramid. You've probably seen them in Egypt, you know. And then there's like the circular figures or 3D shapes with circular bases. So this is a cylinder. There's a circle at the top and circle at the bottom. Think about, I don't know, a can of Pringles, right? And the same thickness throughout. So it's kind of like a prism. It's similar to a prism. But the top and bottom are circles, so we just call it a cylinder. Then a cone is kind of like a pyramid, but that bottom is a circle and it comes to a point. And then a sphere, also known as a ball. You've all seen those. So we know these are the three shapes with circular bases. So there's a circle in there on all of these. So in class today, what we did, we talked about spinning a flat shape to make a 3D shape. So let's say you had a quarter. If you spin it, you're going to make a cylinder. So there was a lot that we did today, but there's a really cool website here on GeoGebra where you can see what happens if I rotate a triangle. So here's a flat triangle. What shape am I going to make if I rotate a triangle or spin a triangle? Ooh, I'm going to make a cone. What if I rotate a rectangle? I'm going to make a cylinder. If I rotate a circle, I make a sphere or a ball. So when we rotate 2D shapes, we can make 3D shapes. So we did that in class today. And the big idea is if we're rotating a shape, we're making circles. So it's going to be a sphere, a cone, or a cylinder. Those ones with the the circular bases. So when we rotate 2D shapes, it's going to be one of these because rotating is spinning or creating a circle. So these are the main ones we see. So the cool down is a rectangle is being rotated here, right? Those doors are rectangles. When we rotate it, what shape does that make? What 3D shape is that door in, right? Just a visual example that you might have seen in your everyday life. So do that cool down for lesson 4.